Hey everybody, welcome back to health class for our second video lesson titled Influences on Your Health. I'm Coach Samarco and I'm going to walk you through it today. All right, so before we start talking about the many influences on your health, I'd like to give you guys some tips on how to be successful in health class and every class you're taking here at New York Harbor School. All right, for starters, I need you guys to start a physical notebook for this class. You got to start taking notes, pen, paper, or whatever works best for you. Okay, you're going to organize your notes by lesson number. So this is lesson 2. So your heading would say lesson 2, and underneath that, you're going to take notes while watching this video lesson. And if you need to, you can pause the video to write down definitions and other important facts. Your only source for information for this assignment is the video lesson and the slides. Okay, do not Google answers and simply copy and paste them into the Google Doc. You will not receive credit for that. Some of you have already tried to Google answers thinking I won't notice. And you'll see that you received a grade of 55 for plagiarism. Okay. There's no makeups as of right now because you've been warned several times not to plagiarize and copy and paste right from the internet. You're allowed to use my words that you hear or my written words on the slides that you see for this video lesson. You could use my definitions word for word. I just want to make sure that you guys know the only source for information to answer the questions related to this video on the Google form is this video, okay? So don't copy and paste straight from the internet. I'll know the difference and you won't receive credit. Okay, take pride in your. All right, lesson 2, influences on your health. What are we going to learn, coach? Let's find out. All right, so again, we're going to be promoting a healthy lifestyle. Okay, we're going to show you how to take responsibility and establish and implement health maintenance for you and for people of all ages, really. Okay, we're going to explain how influences such as heredity, environment, culture, media, and technology influence your health. And we're also going to analyze health messages delivered through media and technology. Before we get into the lesson, let's review our first lesson. And let's define health once again. Talk about your health triangle. The 3 elements of health, physical, mental, emotional, and social, are all interconnected, like the sides of a triangle. When one side receives too much or too little attention, the whole triangle can become lopsided and unbalanced. So to be truly healthy, you need to keep all 3 sides of your health triangle in balance. Let's review your physical health. Your physical health has to do with how well your body functions. Are you able to cope with everyday physical challenges and stresses? Are you able to resist disease and protect yourself from injury? Because if you're physically healthy, that means your immune system is healthy and you'll be able to protect yourself from any germs you might come into contact with. Your mental, emotional health. How do you feel about yourself? How well do you meet the demands of your daily life? Do you have the ability to process information? Okay, is your brain functioning on all cylinders right now? Do you enjoy challenges? Do you like learning new things? Or do you view mistakes as the end of the world when you should be viewing mistakes as a learning opportunity? Okay, do you take responsibility for your actions, for your life? These all have to do with your mental and emotional health. Okay, and lastly, your social health, the third side of your triangle. It involves the way you get along with others. How do you make friends? Can you make friends? Do you work and play in cooperative ways? Do you seek support? Do you lend support to others? How well do you communicate? How well do you communicate with your parents, with people in your household, with your teachers, with your peers, your friends? Okay? Do you have respect for yourself? Do you have respect for others? Do you respect your school, your life? Are you empathetic? What does that mean? Do you see the world from another person's perspective? Can you picture yourself walking a mile in someone else's shoes? Okay. Empathy and respect are very important parts of your social health. Well, today we're going to be focusing on the influences on your health. What influences your health on a day to day basis? What has influenced your health throughout your whole life? So, today we're basically going to be talking about the story of your health. Imagine that the story of your health was made into a movie. The movie would portray your health from your birth until today. The movie might also focus on the following questions: what situations and people affected your health at each stage in your life? How have influences on your health changed through the years? How do early childhood influences still affect you today? There are several important influences on your health, and they include heredity, environment, the media, technology, and most importantly, your values, your attitude, and your behavior. Okay, so these are our new vocabulary words. These terms are going to be responsible for this lesson. And we're going to talk about how each of these influence your health on a day-to-day basis. All right, so let's talk about your heredity, your DNA, your bloodlines. Okay, what does heredity refer to? I'm sure you've heard this term before in science class, biology. Your heredity refers to all the traits that were biologically passed on to you from your parents. So you're probably familiar with this term, heredity, such in terms of your physical traits, such as like your eye color, your hair color, right? You got that from your parents, how tall you are, what body shape you are. Heredity also influences your general level of health. Okay, like inheriting specific genes may put you at risk for certain diseases like diabetes, which if your parents are diabetic or pre-diabetic, that might require you to take steps to reduce your risk from getting that illness. And other genes may strengthen your resistance to disease. Beyond your physical health, heredity can also influence personality and basic intellectual abilities and your talents. Meaning, if your dad's a good baseball player, there's a good chance that you're going to be a good baseball player. But it also means that if there's a history of cancers in your family on your mom's side, you are then prone to those cancers as well. That's a a factor for you. In my family has diabetes. So I have to make sure that whenever I go to the doctor, I have to check myself for diabetes and make sure I don't go down the same path as my family members because I'm prone. I have that gene. I'm prone to diabetes. Okay, so what has been passed down to you? Whenever you go to the doctor, one of the first things they ask you is, what is there a history of in your family? Is there a history of cancer? Is there a history of mental illnesses? All right. So the doctor knows how to treat you and what you're more prone to. So ask your parents, ask your family members. Excuse me. What what are we prone to? What risk factors do we have for our health? What's our family history? It's very important to know. Influences on your health, your environment. Your environment is the sum of your surroundings, including your family, your neighborhood, your school, your job, and your life experiences. Environment includes all the places you go in a given day and the physical conditions in which you live. It also includes all the people in your life and your culture. Let's talk about your physical environment. How does your physical environment influence your health? Well, greatly. Where you live, it influences every aspect of your health, really, right? A person who lives in a safe environment is likely to enjoy good physical and mental emotional health. But in contrast, someone who lives in an area with high crime may experience stress or feel concern for personal safety. Environmental factors can also affect your health. Do you live in a city where there is high pollution, pollen, dust, smog in the air, which could cause certain diseases, allergies, even? Who do you live with in your physical environment? Do you live with someone who's a smoker? That can increase your risk of respiratory problems. So your physical environment plays a very big role on on all aspects of your health. What about your social environment? Your social environment includes your family and other people with whom you come into contact with each day. A supportive social environment made up of family and other adult role models can help a person develop positive values, a commitment to learning, and confidence in future success. As a teen, an important part of your social environment is your peers, right? Your friends. Peers are people of the same age who share similar interests. Let's define it. Let's put that up there. There we go. Peers are people of the same age who share similar interest. And your peers include your friends and your classmates, maybe some close family members, cousins, right? People of the same age. Loyal and supportive friends who care about their health can have a positive effect on you and your own health. Peers who take part in dangerous, unhealthy, illegal behaviors like vaping, smoking cigarettes, tobacco, alcohol, doing drugs, right? That could create pressure for you to be part of the group. But you know better than that, right? You stand up to these to peer pressure. It can be challenging, but you're a strong person and you know what's right and wrong. And also, something my mom always told me, you're defined by your company. You're defined by your friends. Choosing friends who care about their health and who will support you is very important. Okay? So ask yourself, what type of student do I want to be? Do I want to be successful here at Harbor School? Do I want to work hard and gain new knowledge and gain skills that I could take with me into college and the real world? Or do I want to hang out with the wrong group of people and do the wrong things for my 4 years of high school? It's a big question right now. You're defined by the people you keep around you. You could be the nicest person in the world, the most straight edge, well-rounded, intellectual person in the world. But if you hang out with the wrong crew, that's what people are going to define you by. You're only as good as the company you keep. So remember that. Let's talk a little bit about culture and how that influences your health. Let's define it first. Culture refers to the collective beliefs, customs, and behaviors of a group. This group may be an ethnic group, a community, a country, or a specific part of the world. The language your family speaks, the food you enjoy, the traditions you have, and the religion you practice are all part of your cultural environment. Your culture gives you a sense of identity, which is very important as a human. Understanding culture can help you know yourself better, and you can be more tolerant of others. But our culture also affects our health, right? The foods we eat, our traditions, they could affect us negatively, they could affect us positively. Well, all right. Think about how your own culture affects your health. How does it affect your physical health? How does it affect your mental, emotional health? How does your culture affect your social health? Okay, moving on to attitude. How does attitude influence your health? Well, your attitude is defined as the way you view situations or the way you perceive a situation. Your attitude greatly affects the choices you make. For example, in order to practice good health habits, you got to believe that there's some benefit to you and that problems may result if you don't develop these habits, right? Attitude can play a major role in health and wellness. Studies have shown that people who tend to see the positive in situations are more likely to have better health than those who are negative and only see the negative. Try to view challenging situations positively and think in realistic terms. Doing so will help you make helpful decisions, reach your goals, and successfully manage your life. And it's the age-old saying: "Is the glass half full or is your glass half empty?" How do you view life? Are you a Debbie Downer? All right. Are you as fun as a wet blanket, or are you the person that always looks at the positive, always tries to find the silver lining, always tries to motivate their friends or family members, right? Saying positive, it sounds corny, it sounds like but you know what? It works. All right. It helps you, it helps your attitude, it helps your overall mental and emotional health. So try to stay positive. It's hard right now. I know that, but it's not impossible. And it goes a long way. Your behavior. Okay, although you have no control over your heredity, you can't choose your family, right? And you only have limited control over your environment, but you have a great deal of control over your behavior. Suppose your family has a history of heart disease, right? This doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to follow in their footsteps and automatically get heart disease, right? But you could lower your risk of developing heart disease by practicing healthy habits, such as running, such like as what you could do in our PE assignment. Okay, running will reduce your, or you could reduce your intake of high-fat foods. Engaging in any type of physical activity will help, right? So how you act, your attitude, your behavior, they have a great deal of impact on your health. How you view the world, what you do, the little decisions you make every day impact your health. It could be something as small as getting up on time for school, so you're not stressed out, sweating, running to the train to try to make the ferry on time, right? The little choices you make, your behavior patterns each day all add up to you as a person and your collective health. So little tiny decisions you make that affect your behavior each day have a big impact on your health. All right, guys, this one is a big one. Media, especially social media. How does that influence our health? Well, the media is a major influence on our health, right? The media, let's define media. Media, or the various methods of communicating information, includes radio, television, film, newspapers, magazines, books, the internet, social media, okay? Although the media's main purpose is to provide information and entertainment, it also plays a powerful role in shaping public opinion. Advances in information delivery systems, such as the internet and every app that you use on your phone, they've put this information at your fingertips, right? But you got to remember, not all sources on the internet are reliable or accurate. Okay, and you have to be careful about what the media wants you to see or wants you to believe. Okay, let's take a quick look at this video, and maybe this gentleman could explain it better than me.
Welcome to your new world. What's the difference between this one and the one you were in, say, a year ago? You're making your own decisions now, not relying as much on others, and that's a good thing if you're making good decisions, especially when it comes to things like your health. Now, you might think you're making your own choices here, but sometimes the media tries to influence you. They can have more of an impact on your health decisions than you might think. Funnily enough, technology has really helped the media get its message to you. We're immersive, sharing information constantly. And a lot of that information is sent to us by advertisers. It's designed to influence our choices. So it isn't enough to be good with technology. You have to make good choices, and you need good information. That means not trusting everything you see, digging deeper for the truth. We need to do this because, frankly, the media likes us. They use us as role models. We're trendsetters. And on the flip side, we love media. Most of us will spend 5 months this year just checking out media messages. There are thousands of media channels out there. You see messages in stores, on TV, in your social channels, everywhere. Even when we think we're getting news, we can be getting ads. And they're targeted based on what advertisers know we want. But even if we see an ad, that doesn't mean we'll buy it, right? Well, the media is pretty good at hooking us. Certain messages are designed to trigger certain emotions, and those emotions make us do stuff. Think about how we buy. A lot of times, it starts with an ad. How did that ad make you feel? And did you do anything based off that feeling? Well, somewhere in there, a message got to you, and you started to feel good about it, even if you couldn't explain why. Now imagine your decision-making being influenced like this when it comes to your health. A lot of media is focused on what we eat, we drink, and do. There are a lot of products out there that aren't exactly good for us. but no advertiser would ever say that. Instead, they focus on what we call lifestyle, having fun, being popular, coming out on top. How many times have you seen products tied to things that are completely unrelated? That's what I'm talking about. For example, let's start with a product that impacts your health. Now let's figure out how they could wrap that product in a lifestyle message. Think of your favorite celebrity in a cool car. Put someone really, really good looking next to them, having a great time, and dang, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? We don't even know what the product is, but we like what we see. Now take a step back. Look at the product all by itself. No celebrity, car, lifestyle. Ask yourself, what do I know about this product? Do I have information on how it could affect my health? Now, how do you feel? Like getting more information before making up your mind? And probably making a decision that's better for your health. That's something to feel good about.
All right, so we're going to be talking more about the dangers of social media and how it could negatively affect our health. All right, but for now, let's move on to technology and how does the advancing technologies affect our health? Technological advances can also influence health. Advances in medical screenings and treatment for diseases such as heart disease, cancer, AIDS have helped large numbers of people live longer, healthier lives. Other technological advances help keep our air, land, and water clean. However, advances in technology can have a downside. Technology has replaced many of the physical activities that once were part of our daily lives, and people now drive or ride a motorcycle instead of walk or a moped. They may watch TV, their phones, play video games, or work on the computer, especially nowadays, as I'm here teaching health and PE on a computer instead of being physically active with you guys. But hopefully that will change in the near future. So we as consumers, we need to recognize the impact of these influences on our lives. And once we recognize the impact of these influences on our lives, that'll help us live a more active, healthy life. All right, guys, so that about wraps it up for video lesson 2, influences on your health. What you're going to do now is open up the Google Doc that is related to this video, and I want you to answer the questions on the Google Doc using only the information that we spoke about today on this video and the slides. All right? All right, guys, so until next time, this is Coach DeMarco signing off. Thanks for listening.